Hi, welcome to Math 127, Pre-Calculus Part 2. I wanted to go ahead and go over some things with the class. So here's our Moodle page, and let's go over the syllabus first of all. Okay, so Math 127 sections, we have the two sections. One's the regular, and then one's the high school fast track section. So there's my contact information, my email downs at wnc.edu. Homepage, but all the stuff that's on the homepage is within this now, so you don't need to worry about looking at that unless you want to. Actually, there is some graph paper there you might want to see. My office is in Fallon. It's Pinion F1 in Fallon, at the Fallon campus. My phone number there, you probably need a 775 for that, 775-423-8330, extension 2251. Office hours, yeah, update that. It's 11 to 1 on Tuesday, Thursday, and then 12:30 to 1:30 on Wednesday. Okay. Prerequisite Math 126, or 3 units of high school mathematics at the level of algebra and above, with the consent of the instructor. Course description. Studies circular functions, trigonometric identities, and equations, conic sections, complex numbers, and discrete algebra. Upon the completion of the course, the student will be able to do the following: use geometry to work with symmetrical triangles, solve problems using the distance formula and the Pythagorean theorem, compute trigonometric functions of special angles and use them to solve the unknown parts of the right triangles, use law of sines and cosines to solve for the unknown parts of triangles, compute vector sums and differences, solve trigonometric identities and equations, graph trigonometric functions, compute the values of inverse trigonometric functions, graph equations and functions in polar coordinates, and use de Moivre's theorem to find the powers and roots of complex numbers. So our linkage, provide instruction that contributes to the student's ability to think critically and solve problems, to reason mathematically and apply computational skills. The textbook is Pre-Calculus by Paul Sison from Hawkes Learning System. I need a textbook. I encourage you to use a TI-89 graphing calculator. If you're at the Fallon campus at the library, we have calculators you could check out. I don't think it would work too well for people from Carson because you have to come back to Fallon to renew them every week. Okay, grading scale, ABCD, I don't know why this keeps popping up. ABCDF, pretty standard there. Here's our breakdown for the grade. Midterm, 200 points. Quizzes, 10 at 10 points each. There'll actually be 11. The top 10 count towards the grade. Participation, you have to do at least 10 postings at 10 points each for 100 points. Homework, there'll be 4 chapters at 50 points each for 200 points, and the final exam is 200 points for a total of 800 points. Exams will be a midterm and a final exam. You may do the exams in either paper or online. Now the thing about paper, they'll be posted in Moodle. You'll download them, work them out, and get them back to me. It'd be best if you could scan and email them back to me. You can also mail them back or fax them, but they need to be back to me by the due date. And the nice thing about paper exams is you can get partial credit for the problems, but you can only take it once. Online exams are done in Hawkes Learning System, and you can repeat your attempts, but you don't get partial credit. So you can repeat your attempts, and but it must be completed by the time the testing window is closed. Quizzes every week. You'll see in Moodle there'll be quizzes. I'll show you that in a moment. Top 10 scores that count towards the grade. You have multiple attempts in the quizzes. Some are infinite, some are 6 attempts, so take a look at that. Okay, participation. You must provide at least 10 postings in the discussion board. The postings must be substantive and simply not to say I agree. You can either ask a question from our material or you can answer a question. Your first posting should be an introduction of yourself, and I see many of you have already made that introduction. Homework, you have 2 choices for homework. You can do it online or on paper. It doesn't, either way. I will have different dates for you to get me the paper homework. Attendance. Students are expected to participate and keep pace on a regular basis, at least once a week, Any departure from the attendance policy must be pre-approved. You really need to log in on a regular basis. I'd say 2 or 3 times a week. Keep up with things. Make sure you're where the class is. The biggest problem with online classes, you get behind and it's hard to get caught up. And a lot of people think because you're online, hey, I don't have to be around there very much. I could just get to it when I have time. Well, that's not how you can be successful. You need to really be there on the weekly basis, keeping track with the class. And this is more of a standard thing about in the classroom. Now, I have live meetings that are optional. We'll talk more about that, but in those cases, please don't have other noises in the background or mute your microphone. Grade appeals can be made to Brigitte DA. Disability statement. If you have any disability needs, please let me know. And you can also contact Susan Trist as well. She's our Disability Student Services Coordinator. Important dates here. Okay. Notice that we no longer give W's as a grade. Faculty, teachers, instructors, professors only give A, B, C, D, F. So if you need to withdraw from the class, it needs to be done by March 29th. You cannot go and withdraw at the end of the semester. Here's our tentative schedule. Probably going to stick with the schedule. It looks like a pretty good pace. Now, if you took me for 126, it was really compacted. We had so much to cover. It was just like boom, 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 boom. This is a little more spread out. We're going to have, the pace is not as quick. The material is a little deeper. It's a little more complicated. Trying to visualize it can be a challenge. So, okay, let's go ahead and look at the class itself. I have a lot of information here. Here's course news and announcements. When I'm making an announcement, I put it here. It goes out through email, but you can also come back and read it later on. This video here should be in this spot. Using the Hawk system, you can read about using it here and how to log into the system. Here's what to expect from the course, the stuff that's online, the stuff that's in Moodle versus what you might have to do elsewhere. Course objectives. These are the objectives for the course. They're also on the syllabus. Contact information. So here's contact information for me. Here's my cell phone number. And no, I'm not going to Skype myself. And email address. I have my regular email. Here's my Gmail account, but just do the regular email. There was a time when I was limited on space on that, but now that has more space than my Gmail account. And then my Fallon campus location and office hours there. Okay. I also on the weekends, I'm probably not going to be online on the weekends. So if you post something on a Saturday night or even Friday at 10 p.m. or midnight or whatever, I'm probably not going to see it until Monday. So understand that. Also, give me about 48 hours or so to answer for things. I'll try to answer sooner. I'd like to answer the same day they're posted, but I can't always get to that. Moving on here. Disability statement. So if you have disability issues, you can go here and there's information for you. Susan Trist contact information. Homework options, the option of paper versus online work. Now participation, this is also restated down in the discussion area. Participation is all about, it's in the discussions, you got to do 10 postings. And here are rules of etiquette for when you're online. Okay. Assessment response time, I'm going to try to have your test back to you within a week of the due date. That's assuming they come to me on time. Technical requirements for using Hawk's learning system. Some other resources here about Khan Academy, so feel free to look at that, Khan Academy, and some other sites. Patrick JMT. WC Moodle student help videos, help me question, help me site, help, contacting me again. some frequently asked questions, and so on. And student policies, free tutoring services. Both Fallon and Carson campuses have free tutoring. I'm also working to try to get some online tutoring for this class this semester. It's a new thing. Academic advising and student counseling services. There's a link for that. So here we have the chapters themselves. In this chapter then, video lesson 6.1. You click on that. There's a video of me. You can expand it to be full screen if you'd like. It's high definition. You get completed lesson notes here. You get blank lesson notes there. And there's a video from when I did this before. Here are videos from other sources on the same topic or similar topics. So you can click on those. And that's how each section is set up. That I have the video of me working out the whole lesson, the lesson notes that are completed, then I have blank lesson notes, and then other sources as well. And then there'll be a quiz, like here's quiz 1, which is only over 6.1. Then here's quiz 2, which is over 6.2, 6.3. And here's quiz 3, which is over 6.4 and 6.5. So that's how those are set up. Down here's a chapter 6 homework submission. So I'll get that date set for you. And then down here, discussions. Here's your discussions. It's where you're going to do your introductions or ask homework questions. You can post math jokes. You can do here for study groups. If you're in Carson, Douglas, Fallon, or some other area, post in there, hey, let's get together and study some math. This is the live chat room session, and I need to stress this is not required. You do not have to attend. There's no on-campus requirement, no any kind of meeting requirement. This is this whole course can be truly asynchronous, where you are never there when I'm there. That's okay. I mean, you maybe work best at midnight to 3 in the morning. I'm not going to be up at that time. So I will have weekly meetings from 11 to 12 for this class on Wednesdays, and they're all down here. So there'll be one on Wednesdays. Sometimes there might be a conflict on Wednesdays. I may have to do make a meeting on Thursday or something like that. But the point is, you would post a question. You can either be there live, or if you can't be there live, post a question. I'll answer it. It'll be recorded. You can come back and watch it later. The last folder here has the final exam. This is an old midterm, old final, so I kind of hid those. But this practice final, it'll be the same practice final we'll have. I'll just make a new final and a new midterm. So I'll try to get a practice midterm up for you. So that's our course. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to this semester. Okay.